The Missionary Training Center employs thousands of BYU students as teachers each year. For this study, I wanted to know if length of teacher tenure and missionaries' evaluation of their teachers, both variables that are used to determine wage increases, are valid predictors of teacher performance. 400 randomly selected observations were selected from a sample frame of the 65,000 teacher evaluations conducted during 2013. These observations were taken from surveys that were filled out by each missionary, as well as the immediate teacher supervisor, known as coordinators. These surveys evaluated teacher performance in a variety of ways. The three key variables for the study were teacher tenure, measured in days, teacher score, which consisted of the mean points awarded to teachers by the evaluating missionaries and coordinators, and the binary variable of teacher gender. To begin the study, we assumed that teacher scores would have a positive correlation with teacher tenure, or in other words, that the longer a teacher taught at the MTC, the higher they would score. We used a linear regression between teacher tenure and teacher scores to better understand the relationship. To our surprise, with an adjusted R value of 0.002 and a p-value of 0.65, the test revealed that there is actually no correlation between teacher tenure and teacher scores at the 95% confidence interval. We then began to look for other explanations for the variations of teacher performance. One hypothesis that has surfaced periodically at the MTC is that female teachers are judged less harshly than their male counterparts and therefore receive higher performance scores. So, we ran a two-group t-test to determine if mean scores of males was statistically lower than those of females. The test indicated that there was indeed a strong correlation between the gender of the teacher and their performance scores at the 99% confidence level, with p equaling 0.001 and t equaling 3.38. To be sure that gender was indeed the most influential variable, we repeated the test, holding constant any variation that might come from tenure, as well as variation that might arise from teachers being assigned to any particular coordinator, or in other words, that the softer judgments didn't come from the coordinators, but rather indeed from the missionaries. The test showed that the tenure and coordinator assignment did not account for any statistical differences in the teacher scores. Rather, the differences were almost wholly explained by the relationship between the missionaries' evaluations and the gender of the teacher. Being female raises performance scores by 0.01 units, a statistically significant amount at the 95% confidence level. These tests show that teacher tenure is not a good variable to use when determining raise increases, and that performance scores given by missionaries are biased. We therefore recommend that the MTC reevaluate its compensation policy.